What's up, world? Uko here from Better Therapy Now. Is everything you say in therapy confidential? The answer is yes, but there are exceptions. So, the first thing is the duty to warn. States have something that is called a duty to warn. I believe it changes significant or changes slightly state to state. In Arizona, there's a duty to warn. And what this means is that if you say something like, I have a plan to kill this person, then the therapist, and even in like hospital settings and other places where it's supposed to be confidential, they have a duty to warn that person. The second exception is if you have a plan to either harm yourself or harm somebody else. So, suicidal ideations. Usually, you can have suicidal ideations like thoughts of suicide. That doesn't necessarily mean the therapist is going to go and call a crisis or have you petition to go into a inpatient facility. But if you have suicidal ideations with a plan, then that escalates a little bit more. So suicide ideation with a plan, like saying, I've been thinking about suicidal thoughts. I've been looking up like ways to kill myself on the internet, and then tonight I have a plan to use my gun, put bullets in it, and kill myself. That is suicidal ideation with an actual plan. So there's a little bit of a difference. There's just kind of thinking about it and being really sad and asking yourself a question like, what if I go to sleep and never wake up? Or I hope I go to sleep and never wake up. That's kind of one level. But if you've actually developed a plan and bought the things to commit suicide, then that escalates much more. But outside of that, everything is the therapist has to be HIPAA compliant. They have to be extremely confidential. And that is a big benefit of going through the therapeutic process. Many people, I've spoken to people who say it's very difficult and intimidating to go into the therapeutic space because they're worried about being judged or that they'll talk to other people about the issues that are discussed within therapy. And the first thing is that it's very unlikely that the therapist will judge because therapists work in order to get their license, they usually work in many different places and see a huge range and spectrum of conditions and a big range of, I guess, the severity of the condition. So they're much less likely to judge you for your situation because it's very likely that they've seen something like it before. And then the second thing is understanding or taking the time to find a therapist that you can connect with. There's a ton of research out there that says that if you connect with your therapist and they build rapport well and you guys feel comfortable around each other, you're able to kind of talk comfortably, the outcomes are going to be much better as opposed to somebody that you don't really feel comfortable with and you don't really connect with. And that's why the counseling field is trying so hard to attract a diverse population of people so that it's more likely that they connect with more of the clients out there that are seeking services. I'm Uko from Better Therapy Now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.